Welcome to this deep dive. We're focusing today, especially for nurses prepping for OET, on Listening Part A.
That's right.
Our goal, really getting good at using keywords. How to pull out just the info you need quickly.
Exactly. Because in Listening Part A, you get these two short healthcare consultations.
Right.
And your job is basically fill in the blanks on some notes while you listen. It's all about specifics.
Okay, so let's jump right in. What exactly is Part A? Remind us.
Okay, think of it like you're listening in on, say, a nurse taking a patient's history, or maybe a doctor giving some discharge advice. Two separate short clips.
Gotcha.
And you've got these notes in front of you with gaps. You listen, you fill the gaps. That's the core task.
Simple enough on the surface. Now, these keywords we mentioned, why are they so crucial? Seems basic, maybe.
But they're absolutely vital. Keywords are like your signposts in the audio.
Signposts.
Yeah, they point you to the exact moment the answer you need is being said. They stop you from, getting bogged down, trying to remember absolutely everything.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Targeted listening, not just general comprehension.
Precisely. It's about efficiency.
So, how do we identify them? What should we be listening for? What kind of words? We're focusing
they
today,
often fall
especially
into
for
pretty
nurses
predictable
prepping
groups,
for OET,
like,
on Listening Part A.
That's symptom right. names
Our
are
goal.
big ones. Cough,
Really getting good at using.
fever, dizziness, medical conditions too, asthma, diabetes, hypertension. Time words are important. First, next, 3 weeks ago, on arrival.
Right, time markers.
Numbers definitely age, dosage, temperature, like 65, 10 milligrams. And action words, verbs like advised, prescribed, referred, those kinds of things.
Okay. Could you maybe walk us through a quick example, like dissecting a question?
Sure. Let's take a common type of question. What symptom did the patient mention first?
Right.
The key words there are pretty clear. Symptom, mention, and crucially, first. That tells you, okay, I need to listen for a symptom word right at the beginning of what the patient says.
Not just any symptom they talk about later.
Exactly. The first is key. It's about the order.
Got it. So let's try another. Imagine the notes say, initial complaint. And the question is, what was the patient's primary reason for their visit? Keywords.
Okay, in that question, I'd lock onto primary reason and visit.
Right.
So you're listening for what they state as the main problem, the main reason they're there, usually right at the start of the chat. The note initial complaint confirms you're looking for that early information.
That's clear. Now, are there common traps, things people often get wrong with this keyword strategy?
Oh, definitely. A big one is getting sidetracked by maybe more dramatic or serious-sounding information that comes up later in the conversation.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. So the patient might start with, say, a mild headache, but then later mention chest pain. If the question specifically asks for the initial complaint or the first symptom...
You have to stick to the headache, even if the chest pain sounds more important overall.
Precisely. You must match what you hear to the specific timing or sequence asked for in the question, or indicated by the notes. Don't jump ahead or get distracted by later details, however relevant they might seem medically.
That's a really crucial point.
Okay,
so any pro tips, something listeners can do right away to get better at this?
Absolutely. Before the audio even starts playing, take that prep time to physically underline or highlight the keywords in the questions in the notes.
Okay, actively marking them up.
Yes. It primes your brain. It tells your ears what to listen out for specifically. And related to that, practice. But practice under timed conditions.
Simulate the exam.
Exactly. You need to get fast at spotting keywords and then locating that information quickly in the audio flow. Speed and accuracy build with practice.
Okay, great advice. So quick recap then. Before you listen, scan and highlight those keywords.
Yeah.
Then actively listen for those words, or, very close synonyms.
Right.
And pay close attention to the order information is given if the question specifies it.
Yeah.
And practice.
That's the essence of it. Nail down those keywords, and your performance in Part A will definitely improve.
We really encourage you to try this underlining technique next time you practice. And in our next deep dive, we'll actually look closer at the different types of questions you'll face in Listening Part A.
Yeah, building on this. And maybe one final thought for you to consider. How could focusing more deliberately on keywords, on the most essential terms, maybe sharpen how you process information in your day-to-day clinical work too? Something to think about.